Okay, this is another high school reading. This is from the Vivid book, and it's Get Ready 2. What page is this? I don't remember. This is page 10. Okay. If you have the book, you don't need the book. Just watch. 本いらない。これ見ても、見たらできるから。Okay? So, I'll read and explain a little bit. The ancient Egyptians believed in many gods. Ancient is すっごく古い。Okay? Ancient is 本当に古い。but 硬い言葉だけど、会話的にね、my teacher is ancient とか言える。That building is ancient. That temple is ancient. すっごい古いことあったら。人間の冗談としてね。He's ancient. Okay? Or that song is ancient. その歌はすごい古い。Okay. The ancient Egyptians, エジプトの人は Egyptians と言いますね。国によるね、この言葉はわからない。Japan, Japanese. Egypt, Egyptians. American, Americans とか、right? Peru, Peruvians. So 国によるその言葉変わる、right? China, Chinese とか。Anyway, believed, 信じることは believed, 信じた。believed in many gods. ね、いろんな神様がいたということね。信じたね。Okay, like Japanese, right? The Japanese people believe in many gods. They also believed that their kings, called pharaohs, were gods. They also believed that their kings, 自分の王様, called pharaohs. Pharaohs っていうね。in Japan, I guess, what do you call the emperor? Tenno? The emperor was also a god. So, 結構似てる, right? Japanese people believe that their emperor called, that their leader, their emperor called Tenno. Tenno, what do you call an emperor? Tenno? I'm not sure. Not an emperor in Japanese. They were gods. Okay. They believed that the pharaoh could help them even after he or she died. 死んでからでも。But in Egypt, pharaohs were men and women, but in Japan, only men are emperors, right? They believed that pharaohs could help them even after he or she died. 死んでからでもできたね。After. 死んで後。死んだ後? Anyway. Because of this, they wanted the pharaoh to have a good life and a good life after death, also called an afterlife. Afterlife is その世。あの世ね。死んでからね。Maybe in English we would say heaven or hell, 天国か地獄. But afterlife is ちょっと全部ね。Afterlife. Because of this, だから、こういうことをthis は前の文章のことね。Because of this. 前の文章の事実だからのせいで because of this, they wanted the pharaoh to have a good life. いい人生を過ごすように望んでた。And a good life after death. And 死んでからも good life. So 死んでからも life あるとみんな思ってるね。They believed that people had life after life. One way to give the pharaoh a good life, a good afterlife, was to preserve 保存するね his or her body. Wow. That's how we make mummies ね。未来のことの mummies という話ね。One way to give a pharaoh a good afterlife was to preserve his or her body. Let's look at this pattern. One way to. Let me show you. Ready? One way to. So we said one way to give their pharaohs a good afterlife was to preserve his or her body. So 体を保存するといい afterlife. いい afterlife をできるようにね。One way to, look, this is the pattern. One way to 動詞 what's wrong? Just a minute. One way to 動詞 was to Again, 動詞. See, like this. So, いい方法がある. One way to study is to watch YouTube videos. One way to get to the stadium is to take the train. One way to get to the stadium is to take the bus. Many one way to. One way to lose weight. この前のビデオに言ったでしょ? One way, I said this in the last video. One way to lose weight is to swim. Okay? One way to do something is to do something. Doshi doshi. Okay? So one way to give a pharaoh a good afterlife was to preserve his or her body. Egyptians believed this was important for the pharaoh's spirit. In this case, spirit is like tamashi. Ne? Important for. So let's look at this. She is or ing is important for, for example, let's make this a little bit smaller. Oops. This is important for this. Yes. Oops. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. This is the pattern. Patan. For example, let's look at this important. Okay. Let's see. Exercise is important for your health. Yes. Okay. Exercise is important for your health. You can also say doshi. Doshi. Exercising is important for your health. That's okay too. Okay. Vegetables are important for your digestion. Digestion は消化。消化のため、ね、vegetables は大事だよ。important for. What else? Sleep is very important for you. Very important for you. You more, okay? Like that. Something is very important. You can make a question. What is the most important thing for you? 一番大事なのは何ですか? Okay. Egyptians believed this was important for the pharaoh's spirit. This would help the spirit recognize the body. This is the reason the Egyptians made mummies. Okay, so to recognize, it's ninshiki suru, to recognize. Very important word, something or somebody. Okay. I recognized him from his photo. 写真見たから、フォトグラフ。写真見たから彼がすぐ分かった。I recognized him from his photograph. 写真何回も見たから彼はすぐ分かった。I recognized him from his photograph. で、逆に私の友達すごい太ったから全然分からなかった。He got 太った。He got fat. So I didn't recognize him. Okay? He got fat, so I didn't recognize him. あんまり太ったから分からなかった。He got fat, so I didn't recognize him. You can also say, like on the telephone, oh, I didn't recognize your voice. 声が分からなかった。Oh, it's Victor. Oh, hi, I didn't recognize your voice. I didn't recognize your voice. Didn't recognize もよく使うね。Didn't recognize. If I show you a photograph, do you recognize this place? この場所、この写真見て、what do you think? Do you recognize this place? わかりますかこの場所。Do you recognize this place? よく質問として、Do you recognize him? Do you recognize her? Like that. That's how we use that. Okay? So this would help the spirit recognize the body. This is the reason Egyptians made money. Mummies. This is the reason Egyptians made money. Mummies. だからエジプト人は未来を作った。This is the reason.理由は何ですか What's the reason you What's the reason you なぜそのことした What's the reason you called me なぜ電話した、What's the reason you asked me どうしてそのこと聞くの What's the reason you asked me? Okay? What's the reason you どうしてそのところにいたの What's the reason you went there? なぜそこにいたの What's the reason you went there? Well, you can also say, Why did you go there? それでも全然 OK. Why did you go there? Why did you go there? Why'd you go there? Okay. That's actually very natural. 別に意味ないときは、別に理由な別にないときは、you said, there's no reason. No reason. For example, why did you ask me? どうして来たの Why did you ask me? No reason. ちょっと知りたかっただけ No reason. 別に Like that. Okay? I hope that helps you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped you review your old high school English. And I'll see you in the next video.